Hello everybody and welcome to part 37 of my guide King Boudicca series. One quick change I want to make before we pass the turn. You can see here the combat strength of the city is 68, and when you compare that to everything else that we've been facing, it's phenomenal. Okay. Meanwhile, we do have a scientist coming out in 5 turns, and the plan I think is to go archaeology into biology so that we can get another caravan and find where the oil is, give our workers something to do, and then come down into chemistry, fertilizer, maybe up to plastics. The point being is that chemistry is along the way and it'll be expedited because of that scientist. So scientists in 5 turns, it will be 2 turns in this, so there's 4 there, complete that same turn. So we'll have chemistry in like 6 turns. So what I want to do is take this trebuchet we were gifted, get him on the road. We'll start sending him over there. It's going to take him a while to get there and upgrade and all that good stuff, but we might end up needing that. So anyways, other than that, we just want to call attention to the fact that we're pooling our faith to buy a mosque in Aberdeen next turn. Otherwise, we are off to the races. Alright, he consumes a great musician. I'm assuming that's for a great work, because obviously he's not doing a concert tour in his own land. City convert. Oh, first things first. Aberdeen. Have a mosque. There you go. More tourism. City converted. Wow, look at this darkness. 2 cities gone, just like that. I don't remember seeing anything active over here, so I'm guessing this sudden majority is part of the process of burning the city down, which is unfortunate. Wow, look at this at 2 pop. Combat strength of 45, just because of the arrow that we're in. That's insane. Let's see. So, peel has grown. And let's see. Watermill in 2. Watermill in 3. So let's leave this here until the watermill's here, and then we'll do this. And, oh, yeah, when I mentioned... Okay, one thing I forgot to mention about the cannon, moving the cannon, is that we have these units coming over here for home defense. That was another part of my motivation. We can have... In fact, since they're not a siege weapon, they can stand here and cover the darkness. That was part of my motivation. I forgot to mention that when I decided to move the trebuchet. Alright, don't care about that tile. Don't care about that tile. Swansea has grown. We're about to get a market, so let's go here to increase our money. And also, if you look at where we're at, we're past 200, and this is over 200, so we'll never be in that awkward 500 to 600 gap again. So I think we're comfortable moving here for the time being. In 8 turns, we'll grow back into that tile, and then we can pick up the copper in this city. It'll be pretty complete by that point. Cork has grown. Okay. We're going to have a trading post up here, at which point we're going to want to work that tile. But until then, let's get our food, because this city's really reaching its limits since we didn't settle it on the water. Because we wanted to pick up the cocoa quick. That and the fact that we also wanted to... If we'd settled here, we would have... Yeah, maybe that was the thing to do. When you're playing Liberty, it's hard to anticipate 3rd ring, but... and I think we wanted to keep the Plains tiles for growth, which is ironic because we're not actually using them for the most part. Alright, we know about Aberdeen flipping because we... okay, no longer friends with Iffy or Bratislava. Copper has ended, so let's see here. He's our safest trade partner that wants copper. So there we go. Okay, on to the workers. What's going on here? Nothing right now. Okay, build prompt means we come to the last city that we're burning down, Boudicca, and we will get rid of the library, and then we'll stop city raising. 2 pop, for the fact that this and this provide gold. We are growing, we are building something. If we build something, we'll just sell it off. And if we grow, we'll just raise it off. We want to hold this until things are clear whether or not we're going back to war with him. And I think what I'll base that on is waiting for this war to be over so that we see how much we actually do cut down his culture gain, and go from there. Because we will have another musician by then, I'm sure. Well, I shouldn't say by then, but you know, we'll have another musician in addition to the one that's already coming over. So let's get to this build prompt real quick. Berlin finishes public schools. Let's do this, and let's take care of this long overdue zoo in this city. This is not a circus city, so we would have wanted a zoo here at 10 pop. So give you an idea of how outdated that is. Alright. So, let's see here. We have 2 wounded Great War infantry, and this is the turn that our ranged is going to get in range of the city tile. So, we need to keep somebody damaged. Let me see here. He could slam into that guy, take some damage. He could pillage and hit this guy and remain damaged. So let's do that. We'll pillage here. Hit him. Doesn't finish him off. Good. So he can step here and finish him off. Alright. This is our double tapper, so we want him to occupy this hill. So he has a nice even spread. So we do want this guy to move. And he's damaged, and he's going to be damaged. So let's pillage here and move. And then hit him. So now we're damaged there. Alright. He's going to cross the river over here. In fact, maybe I should have had him come over here. But it's done. He steps up and can hit this guy. He steps up. Well, hang on a second. Let's move this guy here and shoot there. Okay, so we finish him off. So he might as well shoot there, right? And then we'll move the Great General here because I want to get the worker up here. We have a damaged unit out here, damaged unit over here. We don't know where they're going to favor. I would assume this one just because he's got more firepower over here. But chances are wherever the weak spot is, it'll continue to be that, so we'll want the worker to go off in that direction. Alright, so I believe now that the fighting's done, we have a city to settle over here. So let's do that. Production. Hang on a second. Pressure 42. Even if it's minus the 6, it's 36. This will flip in 3 turns. So yeah, working the sheep tile rather than the best growth tile is the right way to go here. Buy the monument, build the shrine, and he can get started on a mine. I always let this prompt mess with me, but it's just the city ruins. Alright. So now this guy can move down here for visibility. That's a nice spread of visibility, Mr. Sentry Sir, which is nice because we have another settler coming over, which we should be able to drop here in 3 turns because that's when this will flip, and that'll help ensure that this flips quicker. With regards to all this darkness over here, this guy's along the road, so let's have him back up. And let's have him bring a ranged with him. Alright, so we can get eyes. Yeah, and with the sentry guy, this is pretty much complete visibility. We want to keep that visibility going, I think. We'll rip up this marsh here. Oh, so since we moved those guys, let's move this guy here and that guy there. Alright. Moving along, let's see. This guy can also come over and help, because the settler is going to want to come through here, right? 1, 2, 3. Or, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So he'll end up here in 3 turns from now, whereas 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, so we can just cut through here. It's the same amount of time. So we don't need the other Lancer coming over. So that means he can stay over here. We also have darkness over here. So, I mean, it's not perfect either way you slice it. If he comes here, he now has a nice set of visibility here, and he dances here. That just means this tile alone was unseen. There's that. I come here. Oh, whoops. It said he could come up here. I would have gone this way. That would have been nice. Alright, so this is fine where he's at for the time being. In fact, he had such good visibility. Maybe this guy comes here for... Yeah. Alright, wait. Wait. This guy here. We're running out of stuff for our workers to do, and that's why I wanted to come into biology. Let me step here real quick. Oh, just one turn? Okay. Well, Ramsey's working... it's kind of screeching to a halt, and it is a circus city, so... let's go ahead and do this for now. And that way when we do grow back into this tile, our excess food will be slightly higher. Because we're working this pure food tile here. The granary here would be nuts. Okay, I think this guy needs to start heading diagonal to avoid getting ambushed there. Alright, he's coming over. Tell you what, let's have him come here. That we have the visibility right away. I think, whoops. I think ultimately we'd want the archer here and have the melee along the front line. Kind of like what we're doing over in Denmark. But for now, this works, and then he can take over next turn. Okay, so knives. Come down here, boom, boom, boom. Keeps him busy. Great musician coming over. We'll get there. We'll get there. Alright. So, what would this guy be doing? Limerick grows here in 3 turns. Okay. So, let's just come over here and, like, repair a tile and come right back, because there's a really good chance we're going to pick up one of these freshwater tiles next turn. Penzance grows in 9. So, this guy needs something to do as well. And, let's see, Berlin's growing in 2 turns, so that might be the thing. He'll be near Berlin. And here's a worker that's freed up. My goodness. Alright, so we'll have him... Wait, no. Let's get him on the road. He could do the hill. What's going on in Glasgow? 3 turns. 40% chance. Alright, so let's get him down here. This guy was getting altitude training. He was a gift. There we go. So now he can come over here, or we can get... If we go back to war, we're going to want at least 1 Lancer over here. And being a sentry is good, and the one that we're currently trying to move is a sentry. So we want him heading north no matter what, right? Yeah, so let's just do that. We'll figure out where he ends up. Maybe we have somebody run around over here. Hard to say. Oh, you know what? And there's also a darkness tile here, so maybe he should be running... Yeah, let's get him on the road here. We'll figure out what it looks like when he steps over here, and then we'll have this guy kind of supplement and go from there. Okay, get this gold started here. He's just cleaning up until we find antiquity sites. If we find antiquity sites with jungle or forest, then we can have the workers clear them off to make the archaeologists' time quicker. And then, of course, right after that, we're going to be also locating oil, so we can maybe get started on that. The land oil, at least. No, sir. Oh, I heard a thunk, and then I saw this flash. Okay, he gets a promotion. He gets a promotion. Alright, these people on the front line are getting promoted. That's good. City connection established. Don't care. Everybody wants ivory and sugar, so we pretty much don't care about that. Alright, grow to there, work that. Keep it growing. Douglas has grown. Hey, where'd this unemployed citizen come from? That sucks. Okay, no. It's fixed now. I don't know. This is the second time, too. There was a time earlier in the series where I was doing some changes around here and ended up with working a tile, we didn't mean to. Okay, lots of aluminum coming back. I think this is the first time aluminum's coming back, so that's unfortunate because this will be an overall loss in gold per turn because we were getting more favorable exchange rates at the time. Bucharest is bankrupt. Bucharest no longer needs investors. Make up your mind, that's like contradictory claims right there. So, aluminum, we have 6, and if we're selling it in packs of 3, I would only be comfortable selling 1 pack of 3 because we want some aluminum to stay home. Money's very stretched right now, but we do have Penzance that would need a hydro plant when we can afford it. Even this city, once we actually have all of its tiles, will benefit from a hydro plant. So let's check in with our workers. We have a chop and a mine, it looks like. And there we go. Inverness in 6 turns. So I guess we hop up on this hill and just pre-build it or something. And then a mine here, so it doesn't much matter here. Alright, next turn we'll have archaeology dig sites. And I won't spend too much time on camera going over those, but we'll do a quick scan for ones that have jungle and forest. So let's get this guy past. This hill's dark, so we want this guy to step here and hold. So he can see 1, 2. So we want this guy to come here because that would be visibility on this tile. Because once we have the city settled here, he doesn't need to be here anymore. And he's the only reason we could see this tile until this guy got in range. And then we got visibility around here. So we're doing good as far as all that goes. So what we can do with this guy is have him, here's 1 movement point. 1, 2, 3, 2 movement points, and then we come back. There we go, just to get the peak on. Overlooked this, so let's see. Nantes has grown. Public school, grow again in 1. We come here, still growth in 1, so we'll get right back on that tile next turn, which is good. We can start a stock exchange, but next turn we'll have archaeology, so we'll go ahead and flip that to archaeologists. It looks like the same story here. We'll start, so Nantes and Truro, we'll start building archaeologists next turn. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that sucks. He's gonna know that we're here. Can he punish us? Don't know. Alrighty, so I see a missionary here. And I see 2 caravans. They're both internal trade routes. So we need... ideally, we would want this guy to end up on this tile this turn, preferably without taking any damage. And I was talking about how this guy wants to come over here. So let's do that now. And then we can step this guy up, like so. And step this guy up, like so. We'll have him come wide, because if he's coming here, we'll have a small gap in defenses along here. So the best... now what we want to do is basically figure out what kind of firepower we need here. Looks like 1 heavy shot and 1 light shot will do it, so there we go. And he goes ahead and takes that. And that puts us in range of this guy, which is unfortunate. But what are you going to do? Meanwhile, this guy wants to pillage, always. And then we'll take a shot here. And a shot there. He's a double tapper. Oh, and now he has range. Okay. Ooh, so he can reach beyond the city tile. That's provocative. Alright, but for the time being, we do need to put the next shot in here because this guy's our weak point. And having said that, I think that means that the worker wants to come over here. Okay, and the Great General is in fact influencing everybody, so we're right where we want to be. And we want to keep him damaged, so no, we're not going to pillage the sugar. And I don't want to come out of the rough, to be honest with you. We would be too exposed at that point, I think. I really want to respect this city combat strength. Speaking of which, let's find where our trebuchet is and have him continue along. Current rate, it's going to be 3 turns. So yeah, we're not going to be able to upgrade him to a cannon until he lands. So there's that. He was coming down to Glasgow. Let's see here. 2 turns. So yeah, we can end up on one of these tiles, and if we pick up this or that, we'll just, yeah. Okay, so he's coming over to the hill just to finish that up, and we'll go from there. This was the caravan that was running here. So we had 2 caravans ending same time, right? The other one was this one? Yeah, and we want to reestablish that as production to Edinburgh. And that means the other one, what I'd like to do is send it over to Brest. And then once we're finished, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. We're coming up into biology. We'll have another caravan because this war's not going to be over anytime soon. So rather than sending this over to Brest and just leaving it parked indefinitely, let's make the new caravan do that, right? So let's see. Trade routes available. Alright. Your trade routes. Let me see something real quick. We are trading with Portugal. We are trading with the Inca. And we are trading with the Shoshone. And that's exactly what we would want. So this really is a free agent. So let's see. Edinburgh to Funchal we're already running. Berlin to Funchal is the next option. So let's go over to Berlin. And that's what he will do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. He lands. Next turn, crosses the river. Turn after that. Performs concert tour. The turn after that. Alright, so we want to move this guy here. And that's what our visibility looks like. So this guy could run to... He's not a sentry. Could run to this hex. And then run to this hill. This tile? This tile. Yeah, this is fine. We're missing out on just this tile, and that's fine because he has a lot of visibility on this hill. So we'll just run him back and forth like that for the time being. That'll be his lot in life for the time being. Archaeology slots coming up next turn. We can just chop some forest down on this hill, because once the city's working the copper tile, having another hill to back it up would be good. He was coming over here to do a quick repair job to come back over here for the freshwater. He's coming up here. And then he's coming over here. This will be his resting point for the time being. Fortify, fortify. Fortify, fortify. Oh, whoops. These guys don't have fortify as an option. I only moved him into position this turn, so we'll get back to that. Okay. Yeah, with all these decisions, the turns kind of blur together. Okay, so we have another Lancer coming up. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe send him over here into the darkness over here. Let's see. Oh wow, he can get way over here this turn. So here, yeah, and then we can just like start pushing through here. Is this a hill? It is. That's kind of unfortunate because kind of wanted to get eyes on that tile there. All right. Moving along. Okay, we picked up one caravan, and somebody different than who we anticipated got damaged. Probably because that other crossbow was in range. Those who cannot remember the past. Alright. So let's see here. First things first. Archaeology is here. So let's go to Truro and Nantes, I believe it was, and get archaeologists started. That guy's going to take 7 turns. Nantes has actually just grown this turn. This says 7 turns, but we need to slot this over here. 8 turns. Wow, that's terrible. Huh. Yep. Okay. So there's that as far as archaeology is concerned, right? I see the faith prompt, so let's come over here. We're not flipped yet, but this said 4 when we anticipated 3, so when this says 1, we anticipate this will flip. So we'll hold that for next turn. Let's see, antiquity site. Okay. This one's unfortunate because we're going to have to wreck our freshwater farm. I also see one here. But that's not the point. What we want to do is scan for ones with forestation like this one here. So we'll have this guy come over here. And what I'll do is I don't like to send anybody into automated movement patterns. Here's one as well. But I'll do it here simply because I don't want to lose track. Okay, so we have one here, and we have 2 workers nearby, but this city's going to want a worker actually here in 5 turns. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. This guy leads. Okay, so I'll tell you what, since there's going to be a traffic jam here regardless, what I'll do is I'll tell him, come to this one. Wait, what? Why is it showing no path available? Hey, that's right. We could just jump in the water and get there a little bit quicker, huh? Could he jump in the water? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could. Okay, so we'll have this guy come over here to come over here. I don't know why it's showing red, though. Oh, probably because it's occupied by a unit, right? Okay, well, so we'll have him go like that. There we go. That was the mystery solved. All right, and he'll come here. So, and what this means is this little gear icon means they already have a command to fill out. So in the future, if I'm clicking on a worker, I'm going to look for that and make sure I don't move them. Anyways, moving along. That's not forested though, right? And here's an antiquity site. Hey, Kiev. Ask for tribute. 205 gold. Don't mind if I do. Thank you, sir. Lump sum is getting quite high, so we should actually start investing in some upgrades as well. I will try and remember to get back to that in a second. I'm seeing a lot of antiquity sites, but like I said, right now we're just looking for ones like this. Let's see here. You are finished this turn, so you go over there. Because that is finished, we want to work it. So there's that. More gold, more science. Let's see. Here's a jungled. Let's see, and we have workers up here. This worker, when he's done, will come, repair this, put a road tile down. So he's spoken for. This guy's going to be done in 2 turns. He could come here. And then this guy is also... He's done this turn, so there we go. We'll have him come down here. I also see there's one here. What are you doing? This turn. Oh my goodness, I'm racking up my own stuff. Alright. So I'll go here, and I'll move this guy here. And I'll tell him to move. Well, no, we'll know next turn. That one. This one is freed now, though, so I want to issue a command. No, I'll just try and remember this one, because the path is probably through here, but it'll shift. Maybe not. Maybe it is through here since there's road tiles here. We'll have to see. So I'll need to come back to that one. And we've racked up coal. And what was the other decision? A lump sum of gold. Okay. I'm doing the best I can to try and process all this information at once. And I'm not doing a very good job looking into other people's borders. I should be doing that too. Wow, there's antiquity sites everywhere. Here's one. And we already diverted these guys over here, so let's see. Who's our nearest guy over here? You? Great General, okay. You probably, right? Because this guy, we kind of want him doing what he's doing. This guy's doing... we can finish that just cause, and then we'll come over here. So that guy's spoken for, which is fine. Let's see. Okay. There's a wooded antiquity site. So let's see. He's done in a couple turns. I don't want to forget, but I don't want to just abandon a project like this either. My guess is that our first archaeologists are going to come to hexes like Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was afraid of. Alright, because you can turn these into, like, cultural sites, the governors are, like, going nuts over them. So, that means we're going to be picking up this tile and this tile. So what I was getting at is our first archaeologists will probably be coming at tiles like this and this. We don't really need to prioritize this one because it's already a plains farm, a freshwater farm. But we want to get these antiquity sites because, yeah, we don't even have the option to build a farm. So that means this guy's now freed up because Glasgow was where he was headed. There's no sense in sending him over there. It's good to have some here still in the homeland because I think we had identified Berlin. Okay, Berlin's not going to be picking up fresh water. Oh, but it did. It did. It did this turn? It must be. Okay. So that's what he'll want to do, right? Well, we also have a worker here. Alright. I'm confusing myself here. Alright, so we should just keep scanning and then go from there. Antiquity site there. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. I think we did pretty much everything, right? Yeah. We're going to have him come over here, which leaves us dry in the north-ish. We have these two up here that are doing what they're doing. One will be freed up soon. Okay. So, Limerick in one turn. We'll have this guy go over there. Here, because it's going to be one of these. Oh, well, not necessarily, but he can hop it back on the road if it's not. So then this guy wants to come up to Berlin. He just finished. And we told him to come over here, I think. So this guy wants to come over to Berlin because that's actually useful. Okay. So I think all that's taken care of. Next, we have coal to address. I want to do that now before I forget. So we've addressed that. Kill the Portuguese spy. We don't want to cheese her off. Stone, don't care. Border, yep, I had identified that. We have a Keshik. Interesting. Okay. We'll have him cross. We have to keep in mind this is now our only unit that does not have altitude training. And we already have the ranged piled up here, but not here. So I'll cross the river here. That way he's flexible either way, but he'll probably get slotted in along this diagonal. We'll come back to that. Great person, born great general. Okay, here. This is home defense. That's our next front, technically. We could send it over here. I don't know if we'll get into a situation where two great generals will be needed. But once we take this city, maybe we drop a citadel somewhere. I don't know. No, if we were going to drop a citadel anywhere, it would be over here. Because it would still be a challenge to push in over here. So it's either send him up to Peel, because this is a potential home defense situation, or we send it up there. We'll just send it to Peel for now. If we really need to go over to the Shoshone, we can. I'm trying to eliminate as many of these prompts as I can so we can get to the selling of the coal, so that we can get onto the lump sum of the gold, because that's the two things that are on the forefront of my mind. Alright, so there's that. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Breast has grown, so let's just work the only futile we have available to us. We have a worker coming, it'll be developed soon. Knots, I already went ahead and slotted that in because we saw it. Alright, so now we can seal all the people besides ourselves, so we have an idea who wants coal. And I guess he would be next in line as far as people that could not exploit it. And 4 and 3. So if we did 2 and 1, we'd end up with 2 and 2 for ourselves, and I like that idea. So we should now sell to somebody who wants both. So we'll say 2 coal and 1 aluminum for 2 gold. There we go. And that also leaves us the option to sell another pack of 3 if we decide for some reason that that's an option. Okay, so we've done that. Next to address is lump sum of gold. I think at the very least we should have these guys upgraded. So there we go. Alright. And then we'll just keep on top of that on a turn-by-turn basis. We can go ahead and sell off Stoneworks. Alright. So let's see here. Kiev revokes quests. Oh, because we tributed them, right? New unit from Sidon. Almaty is in awe of you. Riga desires sugar. Zanzibar desires ivory. Okay. Not much we can do about any of that. So he's finished there. Oops. I thought I did. Okay. So he'll come over here and he can see all this from here. So he is now free to come down here. That's a really nice place for a sentry. Perfect. Okay. In fact, he can... Well, since we're along the road, we can go here, and that'll be his dance from this hill to this hill, I guess. But I was going to say, this worker can come over here, repair the sheep, build a road tile so that we have a city connection here as well. This worker's finishing a farm, then he'll go on to the iron. Although next turn we'll be uncovering oil, right? Is that how I counted it out? Because we say biology, and then next turn we have the great scientists. It'll complete biology. So yeah, workers like this one might not go for the iron. We might have to put our free workers over to oil. At least I hope so. Okay, we already did our sell in Boudicca. So market is finished in Swansea. We go on to Circus. Watermill is finished, so now we'll switch over here. This tile just got finished this turn, and we'll improve when we get chemistry, which is going to be the turn after this turn, because you can't auto-complete 2 techs the same turn with a bulb. Anyway, so now that we have the watermill, we can get on to the library. Shrine is finished in Aberdeen, and this is definitely going to be a granary city. We do not have much food here at all, so on to granary there. Okay, wait and wait. He was coming over here. We can step here, and that consumes all of his movement. Okay, so 1.5, 3, 4. Do a dance, like maybe over to here, cross the river, do a dance, something like that. Okay, he can go all the way to here. In fact, I might have him cross the river and try to occupy this tile. Alright, and you're chilling. Caravan from Berlin to Funchal is what we were shooting for, right? Yep. Okay. Worker did not get accosted. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Works. Okay. What's going on over here? Is he on a hill? He's not. Okay. Okay. Well, he can only shoot the city tile. So let's do that. We only need one of these to hit this guy, I'm guessing. So let's see, you have 2 promotions, you have 3. And the city's actually on a hill, so we'll shoot with this guy. I didn't want to use him, even though a weak shot might have taken him, because he's the only one that can reach this guy back here. Look at that. Fantastic. In fact... .42 pillage. Across the world. He could hit that then. He could occupy... Well, first of all, let's get this guy out of here. We don't have any need for that. Keshik's going to want to have a place to shoot from in here next turn. So what if we brought this guy up here? Okay, okay. Okay. Well, crap. Okay. I was thinking pillage across the river. Here we'd be in rough. It's kind of blind over here though. So pillage across the river. He's in rough. We can antagonize these guys at a pretty hefty... Yeah, he's threatening to single shot. He's threatening to single shot. And because we're so strong over here and we can single shot these guys, they're likely to bug out, I'm assuming. I really want to keep the Great General here, but I also want to bring this worker over here, because now over here is getting to be our need. Or we can just cross the river in anticipation of these guys needing our help back here. But he can get out of city bombard range by himself. And so can this guy, in theory. We need to keep somebody damaged within bombard range, though. So yeah, I think I want the worker across the river. This might not have been the best way to do this. We're a little overextended. I don't want to lose respect for this combat strength is the thing. So who knows, maybe they even go for this guy, just because he's standing where he is. In which case he could stop pillage or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but I'm not totally pleased with this configuration. What I can do is we have two over here. He needs to get out of the way because Akashic's going to want to be able to shoot. So I'll have him come over here. This keeps us visibility over here. Great General is covering everybody except for the Akashic for now. So that's good. Alright, and there's this. Okay, so that's kind of ugly, but... Alright, there we go. He's just going to step put. Okay. Yes, fortify. Fortify. Alright. So, we are past the half-hour mark. Not a lot of ground covered, unfortunately, because of the archaeology sites. I'm going to do my best to process the archaeology sites off camera as far as, you know, delegating how many archaeologists to build, where to build museums, etc., so that I'm not taking up too much of your guys' time. The initial scan to distribute the workers I think was important, though. This is a tactical situation, so this is where the bulk of our time is. Everything else is just administrative, taking things. So I'm hoping these turns will go relatively quickly for you guys, because I know 3 turns per episode is not as exciting. Anyways, I do thank you guys for joining me, though. I hope you're enjoying the series overall. It's been my most successful Liberty series, the widest I've ever been, so I'm having a ball. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.